Welcome to EIP Editing Office Hour Meeting 33. We have added few pull requests to be reviewed today, suggested by community in the chat on the agenda for today's meeting. Thank you, Sam, for joining us here. May you want to start with the PRs for final and last call?
Yeah, I can give that a go. So we're looking at ERC 7092, which is going into final. Just going to make sure we don't have any active discussion here. Yeah, so the last post was in January. All right. This proposal introduces fixed income financial bonds with key characteristics defined to facilitate bond issuance in the primary market. Okay, this seems fine. Yeah, fixed income instruments are widely used asset class for corporations, transitioning, which introduces unfamiliar concepts. Okay. The following token interface as well as the ERC-165 interface. All right. Okay, that all seems fine. To shareholders. Okay. Okay, cross-chain transfer. Okay, that all looks fine. Yeah, this seems fun. And off we go to final.
Perfect.
Next up, we're moving to last call. Oh, this is my own pull request, so I can't approve this.
I think it has already been approved by one of the authors or someone.
Yeah, it just needs one of the other EIP editors to approve it. I can't approve my own.
So can we make it for the next meeting, like EIP meeting? Or
Sure, yeah.
just wait. Okay, perfect. I will add it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like a pressing issue. It just needs someone to look at it. I can update the date, I guess, while I'm here.
Yeah, I mean, like we would like the proposals to wait for 14 days only, not extend the period if we can. So yeah, I will try to bring it to the attention of other editors.
Okay, so that would put us on the 26th then. All right. All right, to review 7007. Okay, so I had some comments on here. They made some changes. Excellent. Let's give this a read through. Okay. Okay. Let's give this a read then. Okay. Verifiable AI generated machine learning techniques. Okay, that's great. Verifiable. Great. So the verifiable AI unique requirements for AI-generated content entities representing models in a collection. The standard provides interfaces to use CKML or OpML to verify whether or not the AI GC data for an NFT is generated from a certain ML model with a certain input. The proposed interface allows for additional functionality related to minting, verifying, and enumerating AI GC NFTs. In addition to the metadata schema, provides a structured format for storing information related to AI GC NFTs, such as the prompt used to generate the content. Okay, that's good. To prioritize the proofs. Good. ZKML. Train model on ZKP verifier to Ethereum. Cool. And the OpML. And claim input, publish the inference task. Can perform the inference and submit the inference output. Can challenge it. Okay. That's good. Defensive mint function. Okay. So 165.712. Yep. Good. Okay. Optional enumerable. That looks great. Okay, good. MIT, 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 looking good. Yeah, I think this is great. We can approve that and get that into review.
Sam, I think your screen's font size is like really low. Maybe you
yeah.
can increase it a little bit. Yeah, that would be better when we are giving it in for recording. All right. So I think there are a couple of more for reviews if we can maybe take a look, and miscellaneous, then we have a few more for which authors have already joined in here.
Sure. So ERC is 252.
Right.
252. Hey, El, did you have any questions about this in particular, or you just wanted somebody to look at it?
L, if you have any question with respect to PR 252, please add here.
622, good. Requires 20, cool. This proposal introduces a protocol aimed at enabling deposit and authorization within ERC20 token payments. The emission of token funds users are empowered to pre-authorize specific service providers to deduct funds within predetermined limits, ensuring smooth and secure transactions. Additionally, users retain the flexibility to modify or revoke authorization for particular service providers. Okay. Okay, so how can I word this? So what I'm trying to say here is that I think for me, somebody who's somewhat familiar with ERC20, there's not enough information here explaining why approve and transfer don't work. So I would like to see a little bit more detail about that. Um, yeah. So, hopefully that's explains kind of my thoughts on that. Um, and I'm not saying this is a bad proposal. That like, don't get me wrong. It's just I think you need to justify it a little bit more. Um,
Yeah, there's a lot of prior art it doesn't mention.
that's a good point. Yeah. Okay, service provider register. Okay. Deregistered. Authorization amount is updated. Okay, folks authorization. Okay. Decision was based on the exit. DAF, okay. Compatibility. It's fine. Nutrition of proposal for deposit and authorization. Traditional payment methods. Okay, by leveraging a pre-authorization model, users can approve a specific service provider should deduct funds within predefined limits, enhancing transaction security and user control. Okay, so Moreover, the incorporation of a third-party intermediary into the payment process introduces an additional layer of oversight and accountability, mitigating the risks associated with unauthorized fund deductions and enhancing trust within the ecosystem. This intermediary role opens up opportunities for reputable organizations to participate in the payment process, fostering social benefits such as community engagement. Overall, the rationale behind the choice of USD 20 tokens. Yeah. Okay, reference implementation. Okay. Yep, that's a reference implementation, all right. So, such user funds, transactions, use measures include checks for service provider registration, use transaction limits, enforcing security checks. Okay, cool. So I think that's pretty much for this one. From a like editor point of view, I think it's well done. I don't see too many like complaints that'll stop it from getting merged as a draft. On like the content side, I think you definitely need to spend a bit more time convincing readers that this is better than just approve and transfer. And I think you need to go into a little bit more detail about how it's meant to be used. But overall, yeah, I think this is good, and I don't see any reason why it won't get in into a draft. All right. So I think I saw that there were some more here. So that is
266.
266. Yeah. Okay. Balance extension. What is a balance extension? To include balance functionality similar to the ERC20. Okay. More detail. Okay, so I'm going to have to read 721 for this. So let's start with that. Okay, balance of. So there is a balance of here. So then you're definitely going to have to explain a bit more. This extension defines an interface that adds balance functionalities to ERC 721 tokens, enabling functions and events for balance querying, transfer, and approval, similar to ERC 20 tokens. Yeah, so I mean, we have approve and we have transfer already. So and if any of you catch that I'm missing something obvious here, please jump in and tell me because yeah, I'm assuming if I'm separate from the other 721.
Maybe also how it differs from 1155.
Yep, that's a good
Like
one. Yeah.
I'm always just like more prior art, more prior art.
Okay. Some entities represent divisible ownership stakes or shares of associated rights, such as those pertaining to digital assets, real estate, or intellectual property. The ability to accurately query and exchange these shares is crucial for market operations. However, the absence of built-in support for token balances within the current ERC 721 standard. Yeah, so I think we're definite. So this definitely clears it up a little bit, but just saying token balances here is odd because like ERC 721 tokens already have balance functionality. Okay, so balance decimals. The returns number of decimal places used for token balances. Yeah, yeah. So returns the total sum of token balances in existence. Returns the balance of the specified token. Yeah, this is gonna collide with. Okay. Returns. Yeah, because you're saying that it is an ERC 721. So returns the allowance grant. Yep. So these functions all already exist in ERC 721. So I'm very confused. Integrating a balance feature into each token. Enable the seamless. Okay, this is definitely. Balance. Yeah, entities can be in balance. Transfer function. Um, so what function is transfer from? Okay, cool. See 7628. Yeah, that's good. It's fully okay. Approvals upon ownership transfer. Good, good. That's fine. Those are all security considerations. You have the right license in here. Good. Okay. Oh. All right. So then we want 292. Name registry extension. Add a time-limited unique naming registry mechanism to ERC21 tokens. Okay. So okay. This extension defines an interface that adds a naming mechanism to ERC721 tokens. It allows each token to have a unique name with a set expiration date. The interface includes functions for assigning, updating, querying names and their associated token, ensuring names will remain unique until they expire. So um, okay. Name registry, smart contract. This one at the name registry. Okay, so name specific tokens. And the token is named. Okay, so it looks like based on just this that it's limited to a specific token contract. Token minted with name. Right, so is this meant to be attached to? Okay, so okay, token minted with name. Okay. Okay, that's supposed to go on here. There we go. Okay, name of. Cool, that makes sense. Oh, it only returns a bytes 32, so it's limited to 32. Okay, interesting. Okay, The name of the registration is not expired. So this is like a reverse mapping. Token owner can set the name and the duration. All right. I think you can just get rid of this. It's not super necessary. You can just dive right into it. Permanent numerics. Okay. Each token possesses a unique name. UC721 compatible. Some restrictions. Okay, I think that's pretty decent. All right. Cool.
So there is a question in the chat, Sam. Looks like CR
Sure.
209 is not merging even if it is approved by you.
Probably because this is still running, so it should merge shortly. Yeah, all right, this looks fine. Let's go take a look. To receive and transfer ERC20 tokens. Oh, this one. All right. Front running issues. Okay, blockchain here. So this is going to review. Okay. From gaming, digital collectibles to decentralized finance, blockchain has potential NFTs, allowing them to participate in complex multi-token transactions. Okay, with this extension, composite transactions involving both fungible and non-fungible assets become easier. This functionality is particularly valuable for applications requiring intricate transactions. Yeah, I think that's okay. By allowing users. Yeah, that looks great. Okay, so let's look at the specification a bit here. So, the token received ERC20 tokens. How is that emitted? To the token specific ERC20 balance. Ah, I see. So it only allows for pull. That makes sense. Okay. Okay. Project transfer instead of receiving it via safe transfer for 2 reasons. Yep, that makes sense. Okay, good. Test cases. Good. Reference implementation. Hidden logic. Yep. Caution. Yep. Implementations misuse the message senders from their transfer token. Okay. And these are reasonable security considerations at first glance. And transfer directly to the NFT contract will be lost. Yeah. Okay, that looks fine to me. Into review you go. What do we have in chat here? We have, okay, let's take another look at this one. So what went wrong with this? All reviewers have approved. And then auto merge. Oh, when all conversations are resolved. I don't know why that setting has been turned on. It's very annoying. Yeah, that was resolved. Resolved. What conversation is not resolved? Okay. Everything's approved. I mean, everything looks good to me. I have no idea why this isn't merging. Yeah, I'll just merge this by hand. I really have no idea why it's not merging. Sorry about that.
I think there is another proposal which is 182. If we can maybe take a look at that. That is also all approved.
182. Okay, so that's failing because of EIP validator. Oh, this is changing a final EIP, I think. Yeah, okay. 7.7. This one's been approved? Did I approve this one? Did.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I shouldn't have, but let's turn off annotations. Okay. So that one's good. That one's good. That one's good. That one's good. And separate EIP such as, what is that? So, I mean, that doesn't really matter, so that's fine. Okay. I mean, sure, we can, it's already approved, so I guess I'll just merge this by hand. I don't think it's, oh, right, we need 2 people to approve this one for it to merge. So I guess throw this on the EIP IP agenda.
Okay.
We
We'll
just need
add
to
that.
bug one of these 3 people to approve it. So that one's done. That one's done. So 6538.
We are also joined by author for PR 178. Maybe after this we can take that one.
Oh, let's do that one first. So
Yeah.
178. We can come back to this one. Okay. Defines a specification. So okay, so this is new at ERC. Yeah, so this should be going in as a draft. you can immediately open a pull request. You can immediately open a pull request to move it into review once it's merged if you're ready, but it's easier if they go in as a draft. Okay, so 1 second. Sorry about that. Okay, so this proposal introduces a standardized framework for on-chain interest rate swaps. The proposed standard aims to facilitate the seamless exchange of fixed and floating interest rate cash flows between parties, provide decentralized finance applications. Okay, interest rate swapping denotes a derivative contract when oh, okay, yeah, so I would just move this up because you have the definition here. It'd just be nice to get it a little earlier. Interest rate swapping denotes a derivative contract wherein two parties mutually consent to exchange a series of forthcoming interest payments on a specified notional amount. This financial instrument serves as a strategic tool for hedging against interest rate fluctuations. The mechanism entails the utilization of a benchmark index to facilitate the exchange between a variable interest rate and a fixed interest rate. Despite its widespread use, there is currently an absence of a standardization framework that enables the representation of IRS contracts on blockchain platforms. That's great. Perfect. Formation of a standardized protocol is imperative to address this gap. It's a little flowery. Consistent transparent methodology for depicting IRS contracts within the blockchain environment. By doing so, it would enhance the interoperability, security, and efficiency of interest rate swap transactions on distributed ledger technology. I mean, that's fine. It's kind of implied, like if you're writing an ERC, like it's about moving a financial instrument on chain. It's not a problem to leave it here. It's just not always necessary to say it. Okay, depicting. Okay. Okay, every contract compliant with the CRC must implement the following interface. So I don't think interface needs to be capitalized here. The contract must inherit the ERC 20 from Okay, interest rate swaps, ECRC 20. Then swap. Okay, must be admitted whenever this contract is terminated. Okay. Towards the IRS payer. To pay fixed interest. Okay, so bit of bike shedding on the. There you are. On the name of that. Okay. Okay. Agreed to pay fixed interest. Okay. Agreed to pay floating interest. Yeah. So. So pays. Yeah. All right.
So, please, Sam.
Mhm.
So these are the code in the financial system. So the party who pays the fixed rate interest is always called the payer, and for the floating part, it's always called the receiver.
That makes sense.
It's just nomination how they are called. Nothing else.
Yeah, it's just in because you're proposing a new standard, you have kind of have the opportunity to fix or make things more clear than they would have been
Yeah.
before. If you want to keep the names, like it's not a requirement that you change them, but it's just a suggestion as like a software developer if you wanted
Okay.
to make,
Yeah.
yeah. But feel free to ignore the comment. So swap
Yeah.
rate,
Okay.
basis point unit. Um, okay. Okay, actually, that would be a separate thing over here. Okay, then we have another comment here, which is on swap rate and spread. So, Actually, do still need that open. You have decimals. Okay, now let me just make sure that you don't have another function in here that that covers that. Returns a contract asset to be transferred. Yes, similarly, I'm going to stop correcting agreed. If it shows up again, just fix it yourself. If the two parties agree to swap interest rates in USDC, then this function for return the USDC contract address. Okay. Okay. Returns the notional amount. Two parties agree to swap interest rates in USDC, may be equal to. Okay, returns the notional amount in unit of asset to be transferred when swapping IRS. This amount serves as the basis for calculating interest payments. Okay, so if I understand this correctly, the interest swaps the interest rate swaps have to be on a single token. Like you can't swap interest in DAI for interest in USDC.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Why?
Sorry?
Why?
This is because when we define a contract, so we are defining something to exchange just cash flows for one currency. We cannot,
Hmm.
I don't know, we cannot define one contract for two currencies. If you want to define to exchange interest for two currencies, for example, then you need two contracts.
Okay.
Because an interest rate is a contract in financial system. It should be a contract. So this contract is to exchange a cash flow. Which cash flow? Yes, it's a cash flow related to a benchmark. So a notional amount, which is a currency, or it could be something else like a bond, but it should be one specific instrument.
Okay. That makes sense. Well, I mean, it makes sense as far as I understand anything financial. So, maturity date, okay. Turns, basis point unit, okay. Okay. Needs to fetch the real time.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Gives agreement to swap IRS. The contract deployment prior to initialization of the first payment, it is imperative to invoke this function as an expression of their agreement. So,
It's illegal thing.
okay.
Yeah. Because both the two parties need to agree before they can exchange interest rate.
Okay.
Interest.
I'll just finish writing this comment, but yeah, that makes sense. Um, Yeah, don't just reply to me. Just put it in the document. Can make a swap calculation and transfers the interest difference. Okay, cool. Terms before its maturity to multi-sig process to terminate the swap contract. Both the payer and the receiver must sign for the transaction. Must sign. So. Okay. The interest payments associated with the IRS must be tokenized by issuing according to the terms of the swap. Each token should represent a specific interest payment. Every time a swap happens, the swap function is called one token must be burned from each party. Okay. Every time a swap happens, the swap function is called one token must be burned from each party. Okay. Okay. What was that there? So, diagram. Statistics flow process from contract deployment to okay. The establishment for interest is really the critical need for within. Okay, so this is motivation. Okay. Traditional financial markets have long utilized interest rate swaps as a fundamental derivative for managing interest rate risk. The integration of such instruments within blockchain platforms marks, yeah, so this is also, so yeah, same here. So, okay, despite the widespread use of IRS, the absence of designed to enhance operability. Okay. Yeah, so I think all of your rationale is more suited to motivation. So the rationale should like, okay. Okay. Reference implementation can be found here. Foundation, good. Okay. So unless you're mentioning code, don't do that, but can do something like yeah. So you can do something like this if you want. You don't really have to. Yeah. Reference implementation, interest rate risk, okay. Into account, awareness of risk, okay. Just take a look at your header here. You have ERC 20 in there, good. Good. Then 165. Okay, good. Then looking at this, so you have CC1, excellent, good. CC1. Yeah, no, so that looks good. So, feedback. From the slash. Um, was it approve? I think it was approve. Agree, that's what it was. So, you know, I'm not an expert on financial stuff, so please take this comment with a grain of salt. It's just try to do as like little on chain as possible because it costs money, and like try to provide as many hooks and tools for other contracts to interact with yours. So if you think about it as like, you know, people call it like money Lego all the time. So try to like, for example, not providing the, oh, go ahead. Yeah, not providing the number of decimals is like an example. Like it'd be useful for a human because they can think about it off chain, but an on-chain contract has no idea what the representation is. So it's important to think about it from like a programmer, like connectivity kind of view. Yeah. But no, like good standard. I think you know a lot of potential here, and yeah, I think it's great. I'm gonna wrap it up here because we're like 13 minutes past time. I will see you all in 2 weeks. Thanks for coming out.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sam. There is just another request by one of the authors who is present here on the call today, maybe to take a look at issue number 2, pull request number 284. If you get a chance to maybe take a look at it, I think that would be great to have.
Yeah, I'll do my best.
Thank you. Very well. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Hope to see you in 2 weeks. Have a great one.